What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Back on the Bossman Show, going to Petersburg, Virginia, to talk to Lonnie Blow, Virginia State Trojans out of CIAA. Coach Blow, to talk to you, man.
Good to talk to you too, man. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, sir. Coach, can you believe you've been at Virginia State going into your 10th year, man? And this business, which you and I both know, coaches are gone 2 or 3 years. You've been here 10. So
right.
How does it feel, man, to be here this long, man?
It does, man. Actually, the time went by pretty fast. They say that, time flies when you're having fun. So, I think I've been having some fun here, and that's always a good thing. So, the time has went pretty quickly, but I'm definitely enjoying it.
Yes, sir. And Coach, where's the key to longevity in this business, man, for staying like you have been here going into your 10th season? And what's the key to longevity? I know the administration and AD and the fan base, but let's talk about just the key to longevity for those who listen out here who don't understand about how it is to build something like you built this Virginia State.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think one of the keys to it is like you just said, you got to kind of build something from the ground up. You got to kind of make sure the foundation's solid, and you want to build a program, not just have a team. Anybody can have a team and win here and there, but you want to kind of build something that's sustainable. And once you can kind of create a culture in your program, it kind of helps the program from year to year. You hopefully that the guys in your program are enjoying themselves and growing and progressing as they go. But those guys end up being sometimes your best recruiters, because if they have a good time and they experience a good thing in your program, they'll go out and tell other guys about it. So I think that just having the stability to build a solid program and be able to maintain it year after year with your culture is really important.
And Coach Blow, as you and I both know, and especially with the way the portal is and the way the NIL is, leadership building is so key more than ever. I feel like guys you have to re-recruit your guys every
Yeah,
year
man.
now, basically
Right.
with the portal and things of that nature. So how was that being with the changing the landscape, having to kind of even be more hands-on, be more relationship with your guys now because of how the system is with the portal and the NIL money that's above you guys?
Yeah, it's definitely changed, man. It's really different. It's really different. And these days, like you said, you got to really establish that rapport with all of your young men, and again, try to make sure you're here for them and things like that. Because again, with the transfer system and the portal being what it is now, guys are jumping around from school to school and going here and there. But at the end of the day, we want people that want to be here. If you want to go somewhere else and that's where your heart is, I think you should go there. The people that we want here are people that genuinely want to be here. And I think that, once you've got the people that want to be here, you can kind of move forward in a positive direction. And, definitely the landscape has changed, and we got to make sure we take care of our guys again, mentally, physically, spiritually, and everything else. And I just think you got to be here for them, and you got to make sure that you kind of do your best to give them what they need.
And coach, on the flip side, it feel like you're getting a better high school player because with the COVID year guys still in the system, guys want JUCOs a little older, want guys who are, a little older. You feel like you're getting able to catch a good high school player, what might they usually get because they want to get taken because where how high school players kind of get overlooked right there with the system being so flooded with so many older guys right now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. That's a great point. The system is still has kind of a log jam, with that COVID year, almost finished, but still available. So, the high school kids are really getting overlooked, and a lot of really good high school players. When years ago they would have had 10, 15 offers and things like that. But, since the landscape has changed with the transfer portal and all that stuff and the COVID situation, a lot of those kids are struggling to get anything. So you're right. These days you can, maybe get a really good high school player that you probably couldn't have got years ago. Because again, you'd have had 10 or 15 offers, but now those offers have been cut way back, if any. So, if you do play your cards right, you're probably able to sneak in a really good high school kid these days here or there.
Yes, coach. I'm asking yes, coach. In Division Two, I'm aware that you all have 10 scholarships correct to spread out. And our D1 has 13. So explain to listeners the difference between how that works. You can split them up a little bit. When D1, you can't split up scholarships. Explain for listeners who are here the difference between D1 and D2, how scholarships work so people kind of get a feel for what it is.
Yeah, well, Division two, the maximum you can have is 10 full scholarships. That's the maximum. You can't have any more than that. But at the end of the day, Division two is just a little different. It's need based. It's kind of some kids qualify for a lot of free money, financial aid, and different stuff like that. And so you kind of just meet them where they are and kind of make sure you can take care of everybody on your team. Because obviously, if you had 10 full, got 10 full scholarships, you still got to spread them out. And again, some guys only need a little. They may have academic money. They may have other money that's coming their way. So they won't need as much scholarship money, whereas other guys may not qualify for the academic money, may not qualify for Pell as well. And one of the main things is out-of-state tuition. So you got in-state tuitions, obviously a lot cheaper than out-of-state tuition. So it's kind of a juggling act. To be honest with it, you got to just kind of see where kids are, see what they need, and to kind of meet them there. And again, some kids need a little bit because they got to qualify for a lot of stuff, and some kids need a lot, especially if they're out of state. So those kids are going to require more scholarship money.
And Coach Blow, I love CIAA. I hate it and move to Baltimore, to be honest with you.
I'm sure.
It's the week of my birthday. I can drive from Atlanta, just go up there. but talk about how the vibe of CIAA is, Coach, and how the environment's all the different places you all play, and that tournament weekends, one of the top ones I think in the country, CIAA. Talk about that, how your conference is, and who don't understand. No, we down in Atlanta, we got the SIAC, but we don't get you all the way we do the CIAA world up there.
Right. Oh yeah, man. You know all about the CIAA tournament, man. Obviously, it's it's more than just a basketball tournament. It's traditionally, many years, it's been, a huge event, and moving into Baltimore, obviously it was a little different. We didn't really know how, things would work out, but being there the last couple of years, it's been great. It's been great. And the city of Baltimore has really embraced the tournament. And, being there still got the same old excitement. I know the people down south and the Carolinas and the Charlotte area, probably missing it a little bit. But, it's the same kind of feel because they really embraced us up there. And, the basketball is always going to be outstanding. And then you still got the activities and all the events going on around the city. So, CIAA tournament, man, it is what it is, man. It never disappoints. So it's one of those things that once people go, once or twice, it kind of becomes a part of them, and they got to try to make it every year.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, Coach. And, Coach, in the league, man, I feel like it's getting better across the board for the coaching and the talent. Talk about this every night in your league, man, how tough it is no matter where you go, no matter what the record is. It's going to be a tough night no matter what.
Yeah, man, our league is second to none, man. The competition every night is just, like you said, there's no easy nights in our league. And wherever you go, if you can win a road game anywhere, you've really done something in this league because, some of the atmospheres are jumping, the crowd is right up on you. And, you got to be tough to play in this league. I tell people all the time, it's not for the faint of heart. A lot of those gyms you go down to, Johnson C. Smith and Bray Boy or playing at Winston-Salem. And, those crowds are really into the game, or Virginia Union and Elizabeth City, right on down the list, Bowie State, Livingstone, they have outstanding crowds. And, when you go in these gyms, you really got to be locked in and focused, and you got to be tough. You got to be tough because it's a lot going on at the same time, and it's some outstanding basketball being played as well.
Yes, indeed. Hey, it was. Now, Coach, I was be honest with you. Out of Tennessee State, now I'll be real. I don't care. I'm gonna be honest with you. The OVC refs gave us a hard time. Try to neutralize the Gentry Center vibe, the band, and we had a rough OVC. But at least in your conference, everybody's supposed to play BC school, so you can't do that there. But
absolutely, man.
Yeah, OVC, Coach, we caught it, boy. It was worse on Saturdays.
Right.
Thursday we gotta get something, but Saturday the referee ain't got worse on Saturdays. They was like, yeah, we gonna get y'all.
What you say? They kind of had to nullify some of the other stuff that's going on around there, huh?
Yes, Coach. Look, our coach side always called OVC office. He was always like, what's going on?
Yeah, man. Si always talked about that. He really did, man. And did a great job there, though, man. Outstanding job, though, man. Just was fun to watch and stuff like that. But you get in these leagues, man, again, every day you got to bring it, man. That's the best part about it, though, the competition level. You want to compete at a high level, and you want to compete night in and night out. So, I don't know OVC was tough for you all, man, but, you still found a way to get some stuff done, and that's the major thing.
Yeah, look, we always say it because we play 5-on-8, even at home.
That's good stuff, man.
Even at home, we was like, we played 5-on-8. We had to out shoot the whistle. We all say it was like 1, 2, 3, beat the whistle. That was one of our breaking huddles, for real.
Right.
1,
Good.
2, 3, beat the whistle.
That's good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yes, sir. And hey, Coach, man, ask this, man, for you. At what point did you decide you want to get into coaching? My father is a coach. He's 85 years old here on Saturday. I see on Father's Day, guys texting who's going to their weddings. I'm taking baby showers with players. So for you, Coach, what got you to want to become a coach, and kind of what is your whole why in this industry to help young men?
Growing up, I was really heavy into sports as a young kid, and so I knew very early in life that coaching was something that I want to do because, again, I looked at sports a little differently. I was always a person that kind of was interested in running plays and how plays worked, whether it was football, basketball, or just the ins of baseball or the ins and outs of other sports and the detail parts of it. So even as a young kid, I didn't have a whole lot, so I kind of threw myself into athletics. And just at a young age, I began to kind of learn not just to playing it, but I learned why, and why coaches did what they did and and why things worked, so to speak. And so at a young age, I started looking at, just the organization of it, how the football plays were being run, whether it was a sweep or a dive or pass play or just getting into what was needed, so to speak. And the same thing on the court in basketball. So as I got older and I started playing, I knew that one day that I had the mind for it, because I started so young in two sports. And so once the ball stopped bouncing for me, I knew that, that was probably where I was headed, because when I was a player, I was one of the leaders and kind of a coach on the floor also, because I felt like I knew a lot about what was going on. So it was kind of a natural progression. As I finished playing, I just kind of gradually, ended up going into it. Started off coaching at the high school level, at JV, and just kind of progressed from there to varsity. And then I always knew I wanted to be a college coach. And when my opportunity came, I kind of took it and ran with it.
Hey, Coach, let me ask you this, man. How has the game changed in your opinion? I played 04 to 08, but it's changed even from then. So how has the game changed in your career, and how you had to adapt and adjust your schemes as the game has changed?
Yeah, I don't know if the game has changed as much as people have changed. I just think the way that people approach the game has changed. It's a lot of, obviously the game itself has changed with more wide open play, more 3-point shooting, and things like that. But, the thing for me that, especially over the past, recent years is, basketball is a love of mine. I have a passion for it. So I just see I see it trying to become too individualized. It's a team sport. I think it's the ultimate team sport, but I just think too much one-on-one and selfishness is trying to, creep itself into the game. But basketball is a game of fundamentals. And it'll always be a game of fundamentals. It'll always be a team game. Now you got, one-on-one leagues and things like that. Well, playing one-on-one, I don't know if that's really basketball. Basketball is a team sport where the ball has to move and rebound and box out and defend and, assist and the whole nine. But, I just think that, this whole thing is trending, in a direction towards just selfishness. Guys, wanting to get big numbers, and they see the Sports Center, so-and-so scored 50 tonight or 60 tonight. And I just think that, basketball is about winning. It's about winning more so than anything else. And I just think that teams win. Individuals are not going to win in a basketball game. I think that teams win. And, as an old school coach who's been doing this a long time, the fun is in the team. And I talk to young people a lot about throwing themselves into the team, because the team's going to have success. If you want individual success and that's what you're going to harp on, well, sometimes that's going to be tough. But if the team's going to be successful most of the time, then you can throw yourself in that and kind of enjoy yourself more because of the team success, and not just kind of get caught up in your own personal success.
And that's the problem with the Atlanta Hawks, and I'm going to leave it at that. I'll just leave it at that. Problem with Atlanta Hawks, man. And,
Gotcha.
Watching the series with the Hawks and Celtics coach, it was like, I'm going to be honest, it was like, Trey, DeJounte, your turn, my turn.
Yeah, man.
Tatum and Brown, your turn, my turn. And 4 games, Tatum and Brown, your turn, my turn.
Right, man. That's right,
games.
man. That's right.
So,
man.
that's why I like watching Denver and Miami.
Yes.
Even though
Yes.
Butler is their main thing, Spoelstra makes them run real actions where they have to share the ball. Denver, they run real actions. Unfortunately, in Boston and in Atlanta or Philadelphia, it's either Harden or Embiid. You can do it from the perimeter or Embiid in the post. So I can say it's hard to watch that. Now, while it's more spread out, it's still just, hey, we're spreading out to let you isolate your matchup. And if they double you, we're going to get an open shot in rotation. So it's like, here's the NBA guy who covers it every day. It's like, I pretty much can write my article before the game starts. I know it's going to happen.
That's unfortunate, man. You do see a lot of that, man. You see a lot of, basically, I call it kind of star power. Where they want the stars to kind of take most of the shots and kind of do all the stuff. But it's tough to win like that, man. I'm just sorry. It's tough to win if you've got two dominant scores. I mean, that's good, but it's kind of, if that's all you've got is 2, it's kind of, kind of key on those two, pretty much. To whereas if you've got five or the ball moves and sharing the ball like we talked about Denver and Miami, just tougher to guard because those contributions are coming from all over the floor. If you can key in on a couple guys and just contain them, you're not gonna stop them, but they're good. If you can just contain those couple guys, those guys have got to realize that they got to incorporate their teammates like the Joker does and Jamal Murray did, the game where they both had 10 assists and they're in the leading scores as well. You're not going to win that game. If their best players, they both have 10 assists and they're scoring, it's going to be tough for you to beat them. And I just think that, basketball has always been a team sport, like I said. And, we've tried to coach well-rounded teams and balanced teams and teams that, got some guys that you can't really just key on one guy. Just can't key on two guys because it's just a thing of beauty, man, when the ball moves, when players move, and that thing is just shared. And it's almost like an orchestra, man. And so when basketball's played the right way, man, it's a thing of beauty.
Yes, you got that right, Coach. I so wholly agree with you, Coach. And I want to ask you, Coach, before I got two more for you. Who are some guys we should look out for in your team this year? You're really excited about seeing this year, what they're going to contribute to your team this year if you all try to win that CIAA title once more.
Oh wow, we've got a large group of guys we've brought in. We've got some returners from last year's team as well. So I think we've got a nice mix of new guys and older guys as well. But we plan on being balanced once again. One of the guys that's going to really help us a lot is big kid Tyreek Williams. He sat out this past year. He was coming off an injury. He's about 6'9", 245, 250. We were expecting Tyreek to have a really good year for us. He lost a lot of weight and kind of got his body in shape, but so he's really ready to go. Also, another kid who averaged about 10 points for us last year, Tremere Brown, real athletic post kid, about 6'7", 6'8". We're expecting some big things out of him also. If he can come back and, improve on the year he had last year, he's going to give us a chance to be really good inside again. And we got some really good guards as well. Got some transfers that we think is going to be really special for us. One kid is Chris Hill. He's transferring in from St. Augustine's University, and he's played some college basketball in the past, and he's coming in as a grad student. But obviously he's got 2 years to play also because he gets that COVID year back. So he's got a lot of experience, and we need that experience coming into CIAA. Nothing like CIAA experience. You can come from some other leagues and Division I or wherever you want to come from. When you get to our league, you're in for awakening. And so the more CIAA experience I think you have, I think the better your chances are because we do have a tough league, and until you've done it in our league, it's kind of hard to do it.
Coach, I'm curious. I want to ask you about how non-conference scheduling goes in D2. I know in D1 they buy you or you play MTEs or conference. Right. So how does it go in D2 non-conference wise? You're not in CIAA play.
Yeah, good question. Non-conference, obviously we have our 16 conference games in our league. We have our 16 conference games, so we have to go out and find basically 10 non-conference games. And, we try to get them regionally, meaning in our region, like we have 3 leagues in our region. Obviously, the CIAA, we're one. The PSAC from Pennsylvania is the other, and the Mountain East from West Virginia is the third. So we try to play games against teams in our region because they count more as far as seeding goes for the NCAA tournament and strength of schedule. So what we do is try to get those if we can, but a lot of times it's just trying to see who will play. Those other conferences that I mentioned, they don't have as many games to get as we do because they play a double round robin. So sometimes we have to search and find people in the Peach Belt or wherever we can find them, Independence or whoever we can find to kind of fill out our schedule because we don't play a double round robin. So it makes it a little tougher to kind of fill out your schedule because you got to find some, about 10 games or so every single year. But Division II, again, it's basically just beating the bushes, man. See who you can kind of come up with on the schedule and try to fill out your non-conference schedule early. But you want to try to play some competitive teams because at the end of the day, if you don't win the conference championship, you want your strength of schedule to be high, so you have a chance of possibly getting an at-large bid.
100% with Coach Blows. It's good talk to you, man.
You too, man.
I saw what you've been doing over the years, man. So I got to get him on the show, man. I saw your work. You know, one of my friends is Sean Walker. He's not coaching, but one of my close friends is Sean Walker. So
that's my guy. Yeah.
So yeah, man. So I had to get you on the show. He told me about you as well. He's like, yeah, you can get him on your show, man. So I said I will make that happen.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks, man. Tell Sean I said thank you as well.
I sure will, Coach. It was fun, Coach. I really enjoyed this.
Thanks, me too, man. I really did, man. Anytime, man. I appreciate you, man. Take care of yourself and be safe.
Yes, sir. We'll do.
All right. Hopefully see you down the road.
You will, Coach. Trust me, you will.
All right. Take care.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to The Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.